best protest we can do right now is being Māori. Be who we are, live our values, speak our reo, care for our mokopuna, our awa, our maunga, just be Māori. Māori all day, every day, we are here, we are strong. Let's keep working for kotahitanga. Our kotahitanga as te iwi Māori must be focused on our future and where we are going. I believe the future is a new horizon where Māori take the lead. I believe in our kotahitanga. I hope you do too.
He tai e, tangi anei waho re hua, he tai mihi tangata, he tai mate. We te Kiingi e, kei hea rā koe ngaro ai tū mai nei. Te rā pēr ko ai tū, ere ko ai tū, kikini ko ai tū mate. We tau kiri e. Huri tū mai ki a tātou kei tau maramati he wā, ti he wā mauri ora ko te hui tēnei, e tū ake nei, e mihi atu nei. Kia ora, good evening. And welcome to this very special live broadcast of The Hui. Tonight, as you can see, we are here at Tūrangawaewae Marae in Ngārua Wāhia, where Māoridom has shared its grief, its loss, and its aroha to Kiingi, Tuheitia, Pootatau, te Wherowhero, te Tuawhitu, who passed away last week at the age of 69. Kiingi Tuheitia has been lying in state here at Tūrangawaewae Marae since Friday. Here, the people of Waikato paid their respects in the weekend to a man known to them for his deeds, not only in seeking kotahitanga for te ao Māori, but also as someone who is a loving father of three, to Whatamoana, Korotangi, and ngā waihono i te pō. He's also a beloved grandfather to four mukupuna, and of course, a loving husband to te makawariki a tawhai with almost 44 years of marriage. Tonight, we talk to identities of Kiingi Tuheitia's community, leaders, workers, supporters. But we begin tonight with a man who shared a very special and close relationship indeed with Kiingi Tuheitia. Joining me now is Kiingi Tuheitia's Chief of Staff, Ngira Simmons. E kara ngira tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe.
Thank you very much for being with us. I know it's 8:30. It has been an incredibly long day. Every day has been an incredibly long day, but it was an amazing day today to see so many people from so many iwi and waka coming here to Tūrangawaewae Marae. What was that like for you?
Reminiscent of Hui a Motu and that moment when we gathered here in January and all of the people just kept coming and coming and coming. And we had to open both gates and welcome manawhiri through both gates. And the people just kept coming and coming. I guess the poignant difference this time was Kiingi Tuheitia is lying in state. The haka, the waiata, after each kai kōrero, the number that would come up to support their speaker, the marae atea was full. There was no room anywhere across the entire marae.
There were 1,000 people waiting outside and then had to be mobilised, and of course the facilities here are so amazing. I mean, the way in which Tūrangawaewae can mobilise itself to make sure that every manuhiri feels the manaakitanga experience, no matter where they come from. I mean, that is a symbol of something, I think, not only in terms of grief and shock and loss, but I think it's also people paying heed to the call of Kiingi Tuheitia, that kotahitanga call that he talked about a lot. When you see that, does it, I know it's sad, but does it also feel like you've got a sense of hope that people are responding in the way that they have to his call?
It does, and I think it emphasises that his mission can continue beyond him, and that's a distinct purpose of Kiingitanga. Kiingitanga is always more than the current monarch or the previous monarch. It's about the whole vision, the whole kaupapa, and how it moves forward to tomorrow. And we're seeing that happening now, that Kiingi Tuheitia these last few years has been a staunch advocate for kotahitanga in the face of all sorts of challenges. He was always very clear. The kotahitanga is about us as te iwi Māori. Let's not build this solely as a response to the decisions of the government of the day. That legacy will continue, and it's the ngako of kingitanga. It goes beyond the current monarch, the current upoko ariki.
It also says a lot, because there are a lot of iwi, let me take my ngapui kithinkin, for example, turned up en masse. Now these are iwi that have made it very clear in the past in terms of their history that whilst they are not ardent supporters of the kingitanga, they are supporters of the kotahitanga movement, and we saw all of them here today. I counted 27 speakers.
I wasn't counting.
You were thinking of other things, of course, but there are 5 to 6 hours of pōwhiri here. And as you said, as soon as one got up to do a waiatana haka, everyone kolowhalo's suit and haka got longer and longer and longer. But that's what we do. It's an amazing thing to see that shift in motivation within Māoridom and that activation here today.
I think it's built on 166 now years of this kaupapa dwelling here in Waikato. And our kōrero here in Waikato is always very clear. This is the taonga of the motu. And you see that come in the ebbs and flows of life, and iwi come and they go. And you're right, there are some iwi that maintain staunch positions on how they interact with or how they respond to the kingitanga. But I think pretty much everyone has come. And for me, that's a symbol of respect to Kiingi Tuheitia, to the things that he stood for and the things that he has achieved. I think also, though, it's a sign of respect to ourselves, because what he said is, in his final koroneihana speech, was that he believes in the kotahitanga and he hopes we do too. Too often, and again the King mentioned this, we're very quick to tear ourselves apart or be our own worst enemies. What we're seeing here, I think, is an expression of our own belief in the movement, in the kaupapa that he advocated for.
Do you mind if I extend it a bit? Because what I also saw this afternoon, so I know the King Tuheitia said, be Māori all day, every day. I heard the reo of te reo Māori o ngā kuki airini, e kōrero Māori mai ana, I tōna tau reo I te rāne. I think they also said we need to be ourselves as well when we come to Tūrangawaewae. That's an amazing thing, the certainly international impact of Kiingi Tuheitia's call for kotahitanga, as well internationally, other Indigenous peoples.
He maintains relationships across the world. Following in the footsteps of his forebears. It was something that was really, really important for him to do. He recognised and passionately believed that our mana motuhake can't be something we do in isolation. It's got to be done with other people. We have to share the journey with other tangata whenua who experience oppression like we have.
Can I ask, what do you do throughout these days? I mean, this is an incredible bond and relationship that you both have. So what are you doing during these days? Because you're still here with us now and I've made you stay, unfortunately, and I apologise for that. But what else do you do as a Chief of Staff now, given that you also are going through your own process of grieving for the loss of someone you shared that special relationship with?
It's a tension of just what you've described, of still being here to work, to fulfil my duty and service to the King and his whare now in this time of their need. But also, I do find times to spend sitting together with my thoughts.
You are getting that time?
I am. I've mentioned to a lot of people in a lot of meetings, kind of my opening phrase is, sorry, I'll probably cry in this meeting.
Has there been a lot of that?
There has been. That's how we are. And I don't, the King was very open in sharing his emotions too. We don't need to hide that. This is a grief that we all share. Some of us absolutely worked closely with the King, but we all share in this grief. We're all taking this journey together.
How do you personally deal with that grief? I mean, we've still got, I keep forgetting what day it is, actually, to be honest with you. I know it's day 4, Monday, therefore it must be Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, day 4. So there's still another 3 days to go. How do you go through that process yourself over the next 3 days, knowing that many more people are going to be coming to Tūrangawaewae, Māori and non-Māori?
I think we together understand something about how these sorts of things unfold as Māori. I'm hesitant to say it's second nature, but it kind of is. We're pretty good at grieving, and we understand the process of tangihanga, and so that's what we're seeing take place here. This evening, for example, there was an opportunity for the 500 workers that man our wharekai to share their last moment with the king. And I'm lucky in that all my mahi is at his feet. And so daily I can pause at his coffin. But the 500 workers in Te Kimiora, they got to make sure that the cup of tea's hot for all the manuwhiri. So we try and make sure that everybody has a chance across the process of the tangi to share their aroha with the whareariki.
You touched on something really important, 500 kaimahi, more as well in terms of others looking after marae for other people who are coming to marae before they make their way here to Tūrangawaewae. It's been amazing. I heard 7 sittings for lunch today. 7 sittings. Oh my gosh.
Surely it's got to be a record.
I think so. I think so. Well, and I opened, and just in closing, I opened talking about the fact that the king was a father. And a grandfather, a doting grandfather, but of course as a husband as well. 43rd anniversary, wedding anniversary in November last year, almost 44 years. Can I just ask, how are Makawariki Atawhai and the tamariki and the mokopuna at the moment?
They're sad, but they're strong. They're a very strong family. They believed in the work that the king undertook, the work of their father, of their husband. They were his most passionate supporters. They were with him through everything from the very, very beginning. And they're with him right now. And they understand, because this is a way of life. They're all born into it. All of his mokopuna are born into this kaupapa, into this movement. His mokopuna go to kohanga reo, and they come home and they say to their grandfather, "Papa, why is your photo hanging on the wall at kohanga?" Because they're still understanding Papa's the king. But that's the community. That's what happens here in Ngārua Wāhia. We're growing into what we do. His whānau, they have a very unique and very specific role. But the growing and whakatupu I roto I te kaupapa is not too different to any other whānau that serves here.
E karaingira tēnā koe, I whai wahi mai koe kia mātou I tēnei po, aroha mai taku tōtō mai a koe, ki noho mai koe au I tēnei wā, tūkuna te aroha. Ki te makawariki, ki ngā tamariki, me taku aroha ki a koe.
Kia ora.
Kia ora mai rā.
Tēnā koe.
It was Ngira Simmons with us here now. Stay with us after this. We talk about the kaimahi who have worked tirelessly, as Ngira said, to feed the people, 500 of whom made their way here onto the marae to pay their own respects to Kiingi Tuheitia. And Manaaki Manuhiri, with someone who has worked in the wharekai, but also has a second job. She's an MP. Ko te hui tēnei e re raorangi atua, kia koutou koto tēnei wā I te tangihanga o Kiingi Tuheitia. A tui te marae o Tūrangawaewae, kia I te tonu mai. Hoki mai anō e te iwi ko Tūrangawaewae Marae, ko te marae o te motu e tangi nei, ia Kiingi Tuheitia e ngoro nei. The Kiingitanga movement is a movement of people, led by Kiingi Tuheitia. but it commands a huge workforce who were here hosting the motu at the annual Koronehara celebrations just days ago. And this week they had minimal time to prepare to host thousands, nay tens of thousands from the four winds. Just earlier tonight, as I mentioned earlier, over 500 workers were given time to pay their respects to Kiingi Tuheitia directly. And one of those kaimahi joins me now. Now I say kaimahi because their day job this week is in the wharekai and around the surrounds of Tūrangawaewae Marae. But her second job is as MP for Hauraki Waikato for the Māori Party. She was just 3 years old when Kiingi Tuheitia's mother, Te Reki Nui, Te Atarangi Kahu, passed away in 2006. Now, she and we mourn the loss of Kiingi Tuheitia. Hana Rawhiti Maipi Clark joins me now. E ko tēnā koe. No mai, no mai. As I said, you've been working hard out. I'm not saying you don't normally, but you've been working hard out in the marae.
It's a lot more hands and feet work than in Wellington. Gives us some good humbling, I guess.
You talked about reinga with me. Yeah. Define for me what that is. What do you mean when you talk about ngā reinga o ngā iwi nei?
Tika tonu maha tonu ngā reina I konei ki runga o Tūrangawaewae. So that's different jobs, responsibilities, roles that have been hereditary and been handed down. My great-grandfather worked in Raurawiti, which handles all the koha and the money. Never been the one that's too good at pāngaro, so never got that job. My uncle has that job currently. And there's so many jobs around, whether it's on toilets, whether it's ruru gang, whether it's...
So ruru gang?
That come out at night and sweep.
Oh, wow.
Tūrangawaewae. It's a well-oiled machine between Wāhi and Rauhi Pōkeka and Tūrangawaewae here and Waikato whānui. But yeah, there's a lot of lanes.
There's a lot of lanes.
So sometimes I hope I'm not in anyone's way.
Me u ki tō ake reina, ki tau ake reina rane. Now, you were the one that told me that there were 7 sittings today. So when we talk about 7 sittings, for the uninitiated, for those who haven't done a dishes shift like I have at Tūrangawaewae when I was at Te Aute, what does 7 sittings mean?
So it's when someone comes to sit down, a manawhiri comes to sit down, and then we do another sitting, and then another manawhiri comes to sit down.
Oh
so
my
it's
gosh.
just consistently running throughout the whole day.
7 of those?
So there was, started at 11:30, and then obviously it didn't finish till about 2 o'clock. So just carried on and
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. Well, and so the reason why this is so interesting for a lot of people, I think, because they see what happens on the marae, they don't see the back room, right? And I think it's really important to acknowledge those kaimahi who are able to go out and pay their own respects. Because, again, they don't get the chance to do that because so many people are coming on in the motu. You're able to talk about that because it looked amazing from where we were sitting.
Yeah, sometimes, and e mihi ana ki tō mātou nei wharekahui ariki who are mourning a dad, a koro, an uncle. And for us as Waikato or as Tainui, we're also grieving yet hosting at the same time. So we serve throughout the whole day and then through the night. So we're really grateful to get that opportunity at Karakia tonight and throughout Karakia to have our own time with him and the whānau.
Yeah, beautiful. I think I'm right in saying you were 3 years old when the King's mother, Te Reki Nui, Te Atarangi Kahu, passed away. Just sum up your thoughts about what it's like now to grieve the loss of someone who wasn't just influential in terms of yourself with your mate, but someone who was a leader, who brought people together, who sought kōteitanga.
I think reflecting, I was only 3 years old and I vividly remember just the long walk to Taupiri and not being able to go all the way up but stayed at the base of Taupiri. And I guess we'll see that in the next coming days of us taking our king to his final resting place. But I think for now, with the impact of social media and internet and how widely kōtahitanga has been able to be spread with the king's ohaki and tongikura is through the power of technology, and he's used it in a way for his platform to unite rather than to divide, which has been really, really powerful. Yeah.
I remember that when they were taking Te Reki Nui up Taupiri Kuau, those steps. You were there? I didn't realise that. I remember Brad and Pātara and all those ones there. Wow, what an amazing experience. E ko e mihia tona. Tēnā koe whai wahi mai koe ki mātou. Again, apologies for keeping you here late at night. You've probably got other mahi. They're probably holding it against you, at the back going, where is she? Thank you for joining us. And look, I know you had your Tani Whānau Rugby League club jacket on today. Oh, you're giving me evils now. You took it off because you're at Tūrangawaewae. Engari mihi ana kia koe ko. Tēnā koe. Ana Rāwhiti mai pe Clark. There, stay with us. We have much more to share on our special episode live from Tūrangawaewae Marae, the eternal place to stand. I ngā rua wahia, te tangihanga o Kiingi Tuheitia, te rangi tua whātene, e tiwi kia mau, kia ita. Kia ora mai anō. Well, at Tūrangawaewae Marae, at every event, there's always someone that kind of, you know, runs the show. And I can put it that way. And when you come to Tūrangawaewae...
the show.
Oh, look, I haven't even finished the intro. Joining me now is Mokotini Templeton. She is, well, ko ia Tūrangawaewae Marae, ko Tūrangawaewae Marae, ko ia moko tēnā koe. Thank you for joining us on the program. Really appreciate your time. There's a couple of big things that are happening, so I just want to talk about te pō whakamanawa whakanui i a Kiingi Tuheitia. Talk to me about this amazing concert that's being set up for Wednesday night.
I know. Well, we're really lucky that we're having this celebration of King's life, and we haven't had to ask anyone, you know, just people are like, if I'm here, if you need me, let me know, and we'll make it happen. And that's exactly pretty much how his whole tangi's gone, you know, just... he would be so proud of the way that the kotahitanga is the answer. Yeah. The kotahitanga of all of us, in whatever area we are and wherever we are across the globe, to make this week his week. It's been pretty amazing.
Kotahitanga today, wow.
Kotahitanga is the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. So who are some of the artists that are going to be performing on Wednesday night?
We're still looking in details, but we've, you know, got connections that go right back across to to Kiingi Tuheitia's grandfather, Kiingi Koroki, with Te Wakahuia and Te Waiherere. It's a combination. Of course, we've got limited time for our celebration, but we're going to pack it all in. So we've got them opening. We've also got Stan Walker coming out with Wherowhero. Wow. Of course, he's also got a connection to Kiingi Tuheitia with Te hahi rātana, me te tumuaki, te reanga morihu o rātana, you know, they've come in for Koronehana to perform. And we've got a special guest coming. We're kind of...
Come on, break it.
Okay, so I've been told there could be a launch of a new waiata from Rob Ruha.
Wow.
Josh Tatofi.
Josh Tatofi from Hawaii.
Josh
Oh my
Tatofi,
gosh. Well,
who sang for Kiingi Tuheitia at Festpac in Hawaii.
There you go, breaking news. Banner.
Yes, there you go. And, you know, the rendition he does of King's favourite song, You're the Best Thing That Ever Happened to Me,
Wow.
will leave you in tears, but will also become your new favourite hit on Spotify.
Got the scoop. Love it. I just wanted to ask you very quickly.
Yeah.
You get busy during this time. I remember this is what happened with Te Rikirui Tātarangi Kahu. When do you get time just to sit and think about... Because you've got close relationships, and you had a close relationship with Kiingi Tuheitia. When do you get time to do that? Just to grieve for yourself. Take time for yourself.
We haven't. We don't. Not yet. Not until after the mahi's done.
That's the way. That's the kaupapa.
Do your job. Manaki the people, manaki the motu especially, and ngā rangatira o te moana nui a kiwa. Also, not only ngai tātou te iwi Māori, you know, we've had a lot of Pākehā today. We had the council come through, we had the mayors come through, we're expecting more tomorrow, we're expecting the ministers. I do believe that, you know, the Deputy Prime Minister of the country will be coming to the King's Rānihu on Thursday, as well as a number of other ministers. And while the relationships have been strained, and, you know, not all of us in Te Iwi Māori agree with what's been going on this year, in this āhuatanga, you know, it is no mai, haere mai. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to come to the concert on Wednesday. You know, bring your bean bags, bring a sleeping bag, bring popcorn, bring snacks, bring your tamariki, and sit down and enjoy it and get up and dance and waiata and... Okay, no, we don't need Kondo. If you didn't know, that's his favourite song. But, yeah, just, you know, to come and share in the night and let's celebrate his reign, his 18-year reign, but also him as the man, the dad, the friend, the cool guy, the truck driver, any memory about him. If you don't have memory, come make a memory with us.
Hang on. Okay, no, I got it. No, but hey, you said something. Cool guy, man. Cool guy.
Well, you know, you look across the marae and the innovation that's happening and the media coverage and the, you know, in the piriru, in the concert we have Angitu, who will be performing their poi in a circle. Right. So we've got cameras up there to capture it. Most people, you know, they were like, wow, what? Hey, they're doing what?
I have to do a TV thing now.
Yeah, got to cut us off. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you for allowing us to broadcast here. Thank you for looking after the media this week. E mihi atu ana ki a koe. Mogo, tēnā koe. That's us. E te iwi ko pai ngā tātou mahi ki Tūrangawaewae i te niwa. E rangi, he mahi anō ka puta ka hua ka rea ki te marae roto i ngā rānei. Hara mai e te iwi, hara mai e te motu. Ko Tūrangawaewae te marae o te motu. There is much, much more to see tomorrow, with the tribes of the East coming in I think, Te Tuawhitu in attendance. And then on Wednesday, the Ariki of Te Moana Nui Akiwa, the royal families of the Pacific will be here. The King of Tonga will be here as well. You can keep watching all the events on social pages with our special collaborative news program with the Kāta Māori, Te Karere Aukaha News, Tohu News, Te Reo Te Uru, Mata Reports, Te Ao with Moana. Everyone's in it, the Māori media collaboration, who have come together as one, taking heed of the call for unity from Kiingi Tuheitia. Kia mau e ngai iwi ki te whakapolo te tumana ko te aroha, me te rangi Māori, me te aroha ke Kiingi Tuheitia, a kia mau ki te tūranga o te patupu a te hewa Māori ora, kia tātou katoa. nā te puna whakatongarewa, te hui, i tautoko.